Hi,
It's Carolyn the Contest Queen, and this is
Janet Miller from A Spirited Path.
and we're here to teach you about how to use crystals for luck and fortune. So, who am I? If you're new to the Contest Queen, I teach others how to find, organize, enter, and win contest sweepstakes and giveaways, and that's what I do best. And this is Janet Miller.
Hi, I'm Janet Miller, and I have been interested in crystals since I was a kid, but I started my crystal journey in 1995. I know it seems like a long time ago. And I got interested in it, and then I started learning how to use them for healing. And now I put them aside, and now everybody is sort of interested in crystals. I've moved on, and I still use crystals today, but I also now am a life coach, and I actually help people change their lives by changing their minds. But crystals is a really good place to start. So this is why we're here, to help you learn to win more with crystals.
So what we're going to teach you today is we're going to talk about what crystals are, why you would want to use them, my 3 favorite specific crystals.
For winning.
For winning, of course. Hello, I'm the Contest Queen. How you can win your own little bag of my favorite crystals. There's 3 ways to win, and I will outline that closer to the end. And then once this video is posted, I will actually post all the rules and in the text, so you can follow me and you can follow Janet, and you'll know what the rules are, because you know I'm all about rules. It's my #1 tip. And what I'm going to do, we're going to tag team here. There's going to be a Q&A afterwards. So as Janet's the expert, she's going to be talking and teaching, and as she does that, I'm going to be writing questions down as fast as I can so we can get to them at the end. If there's some that we miss, we'll be typing those in after, or I may have her back for another lesson. Okay, Janet, take it away. You're the expert.
Okay, so when Carolyn asked me about this, I thought, well, okay, I don't mind. But so many people get stones. They get stones. They get stones, right? They go to the store and they get stones. Well, what happens is that they think, okay, this is going to help me win. Well, there's a little bit more to it than that, because crystals can be programmed. And you have to remember that crystals also have been picked up by many other people beforehand, before you've gotten to them, because we like to touch these types of things. And so what happens is that you have to deprogram them and then reprogram them for what you want. So there's many crystals for luck in different areas, but the 3 major ones that Carolyn's always been talking about are Aventurine, which is a green, can be different green colors, Tiger's Eye, which is really good, and of course Citrine. Now citrine's been used for many, 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 many years, because crystals have been used throughout history for many eons. And at one point, citrine was always placed on ships because it brought good luck and good fortune to their voyages. So crystals have been used for so long. Crystals have been used, that they were actually used as computers when they first started, because they have memory. So they were used a lot of times for that. But the thing is, with the citrine, people like the citrine because it's a golden color. And of course, golden color, people think of gold coins. So right away, as soon as you start thinking of using citrine, citrine will then start to vibrate, which is what they do, with the aspect of winning or increasing your odds, because that's what you need to do when you're winning contests, right, guys? You need to increase your odds, right? So that's one of the reasons why, because citrine, I've got some notes here because I have so much other information that streams into me sometimes, and Carolyn says, don't go off topic, Janet, so I'm not.
Yeah, we have notes.
We have
lots
notes.
of notes, copious notes.
So basically, citrine is good for mental clarity as well, because what happens is that we tend to get a lot of confused thoughts when we're especially when you're trying to win something, because you've got to look at the rules, you've got to look at this, you've got to look at that, you've got to look at this. And so we do need to be able to become clear on why it is we want to win. And the nice thing about the one thing I have to remind people, just because you've got a crystal, it will increase your odds if you're using it properly. Sometimes what you'll have is that, I know a lot of people are entering online now, but if you actually have it in your hand or have it by your computer, this can actually help when it's properly programmed for increasing your odds to win, because they're vibrational pieces of material from the earth. So what you have to do is make sure that you've got the right frame of mind, because they're very much affected by how we think and how we feel. And so there's as I said, citrine is one of them, and it's been used in a lot of cases. A lot of times you've got
Kathy says she sleeps with 6 citrine points in her bedroom, and she's won a lot of money at the casino.
Exactly, because but you see, the thing is, if you've got 6 citrine points in your bedroom, we relax when we're sleeping, and we do a lot of work when we're sleeping, because we have other parts of us that go off, and that's a whole other story. But
that's another show.
But citrine point, and of course citrine points also, it depends on how, and if she's pointed them towards her bed, which is also what we call bedroom gridding, which will make a big difference. That will also increase your vibrational field as you start to enter your contests, right? So that's what it's all about. It's about increasing your vibrational field, and that's what these crystals do, because they resonate with the vibration that we're putting off. Okay, so don't enter thinking, I hope I'm going to win, because hoping doesn't work, right? You know, being more positive obviously makes a difference. But I've heard so many people, when I tell them that I have a friend called the Contest Queen, oh, I never win contests. And I'm going, well, of course you're never going to win contests if that's the way you think, because it's how you think is affecting how you're reacting and how the universe is reacting to you. And of course, this is why I love Carolyn's first book, which is, if you don't enter, you can't win. Which is true. If you don't enter, you can't win. So every time there's contests, or, write your name down, and it only takes one to win. She reminded me of that many times. And when I remember that in my head, Carolyn's little voice in my head, I bet you we all have that. And what we have is, yes, you're right, it only takes one to win, right? So now, then we've got Adventurine. Now, Adventurine, yes, it's a stone of luck, but it's also for vitality and growth and confidence. So when you're learning how to, or wanting to win contests, you do need the confidence. So there's different aspects to these stones. I'm just giving you the basics of, how you're using them to win and increase your odds to winning, which is increasing your vibration. And of course, a lot of us have learned now about the law of attraction, how you think is what you get, and all that kind of stuff. And these stones actually help amplify that for you. So having them programmed properly, and you can program them really easily. You can, for one, if you want to, you can do a lot of different things, but if you want to do a really quick way of clearing your stones, you just put them in your hand, and with a positive breath, you just sort of go and blow that off, right? Simple way to do it. It's intention. It's all about intention, because the intention is in our vibrational field when we're blowing off that old stuff.
That's why when people are at the casinos and they're at the dice table, what do?
They blow.
They blow on the dice. It's the same principle.
It's the same principle. Yeah, like blow, like good luck, let's go. Like, this is the type of thing. So it sounds really simple, but a lot of times you want to clean your crystal. You don't have any other means. You don't want to do it. That's what you do. Just blow on it, okay? Now,
Yeah, I'll show them what I did before.
Okay.
So I went and bought all the crystals
yeah.
a week ago beforehand. And I don't know if I also collect milk glass. Love milk glass. You don't have to use milk glass. You can use whatever you like. I just happen to collect milk glass, and I have this beautiful sugar bowl that I have filled with rice. Okay? And so along with buying these crystals, I bought a new stone that I didn't have, and I bought a nice chunk of selenite, which is used for, and in the specific crystal store I went to, a lot of them do this. They'll have a little piece of paper with the description.
Yeah.
So selenite says protection, good luck, self-charging, and cleansing. So it's also for good luck. Love it.
Yeah.
So I put that in the rice, and then I took all the stones and I put them in the rice, and then I just leave them to cleanse, so that when you get them, they're
cleansed.
They're cleaned and cleared. And we've been touching them, so they'll be lucky.
Now, some people, and I'm going to talk to you about this because I've been doing crystal stuff for many years, and a lot of people go, why would you use rice? Well, when I first started, I used salt in salt water, and what I didn't realize is that these are crystals. There are little tiny fissures in through the crystals because they're made like rocks, so there's layers and layers and layers. Salt can get into those layers, and over time, if you continually clean your crystals with salt or salt water, eventually it can actually soften the crystal, because a lot of times people will put a crystal in the water, or they'll put too much salt in, for one. So it's not real. Whenever I do my crystal healings, I have a big bowl of rice and I put the stuff in.
Okay, while we have April asked, I wash my crystals with water. Is that wrong? So there's no salt in the water. That's different.
No, there's no salt in the water, so that's different. But I'm just saying, some people at one point were putting salt in the water to cleanse the charge off crystals. And the problem is, some people think, oh, well, a lot is just like too much washing detergent is not good for your clothes. Too much salt is not good for the crystals, right?
Yeah. Now, Janet, what she does is she'll have, well, I don't have, we brought water glasses to because we thought we were talking a lot. But she has large carafes.
Yeah.
Clear carafes that she's bought, at the thrift store, because people get rid of their old wine carafes.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Those old wine carafes are perfect for charging crystal water. So you can take your crystals,
yes,
put your drinking water in it, leave them in a sunny window for how long?
Oh, 24 hours.
24 hours.
Yeah.
Now you've infused the water with the energy of the crystal, and then you drink it.
Right.
Aha.
And the thing is, that's good because you're drinking energized water with that vibration in it, which in turn will help affect your system. So these are simple ways to learn how to do it. You can also, one lady's talked about having her crystal gridded with it. You can also use these small bags that they come with, put the crystals in your pillowcase, and sleep with them to help change the vibrational field of how you're thinking when you're doing it. So there's so many different ways.
Oh, Cindy just said she uses a sound bowl. She uses the Tibetan sound bowls to clean hers. How fun.
Yeah.
I love Tibetan sound bowls.
Yeah, sound bowls are great, and you can do the same thing. And you see, the thing is, you can also clean crystals and not have anybody hear you if you don't want to, but you can also sing do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and you can do that too. There's a lot of different things you can use. The sound bowls are great. I have gongs that I use as well. I also have a tuning fork that I use, and I put them all over crystals. So there's so many different, there's hundreds of ways.
Ooh.
You can use rose petals.
So Sabrina said she cleans hers under the full moon. That is a good way.
Yeah.
Do you remember, was it in August 2017, we had that solar eclipse?
Yeah.
And I took all my crystals and I put them on cookie sheets, and I spread them all out, and I took them out into the sun, and I filled every jug of water that I had, and I came outside and I left everything at the bottom of my driveway. I was charging every crystal under the solar eclipse. I was charging all my water under the solar eclipse.
Yeah.
So you never know.
Yeah, but full moons are great, and that's the best thing. And because you and you can do that anytime. You can just by putting them in the window will also help charge them. Okay.
I think the next full moon is around January 20th.
Yeah, because the new moon just
happened.
happened.
The new moon just passed. So I think it's around the 20th. You'll have to Google some astrology. I'm going off the top of my head. I love astrology too.
Yeah.
I think it's around the 20th.
Yeah.
So you can just check that. As for Joanne, who's got a ton of cats and she can't leave anything out anywhere, the idea of leaving them in your pillowcase while you sleep, I would hope that they're not going to bite your head off the pillow.
No, they won't.
That you can use them. That you can put them there.
No, I used to try to do. See, when I first started, I was all excited, so I used to do a crystal grid underneath my bed. Well, I had cats at that point, so I woke up and nothing happened because they'd say, "Oh, mom left us something to play with," right? So yeah, crystals and cats love to play with crystals. So and half the time they ended up knocking them in somewhere, so you never find them again. So. Agreed.
Yeah, so Sue did Google for us. She said it's a lunar eclipse on the 20th too. So yeah, that's going to be really good. If it's
Very
not
powerful.
snowing where you are,
Yeah.
I put them outside.
Yeah.
If not, you can just leave them on your windowsill. Joanne, I have no answer for you and 6 cats.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Yeah. So anyways, and then of course then we have the last one we're going to talk about just quickly tonight is Tiger's Eye.
No, we got time. We got lots of time.
Tiger's Eye. And Tiger's Eye is to help keep you grounded. Tiger's Eye is also help to align the both hemispheres of your brain. So that's why Tiger's Eye is good, because you need to keep yourself balanced when you're entering contests and that type of thing, because these stones are just, as I said, there's a lot more different aspects to them. And that's what I want to be able to do, because I am having a workshop coming up online, the 10 different crystals for abundance for 2019. And that's something that we're going to talk about a little later. But I mean, it makes perfect sense, because anything that we can do to increase our odds to winning, and winning is also winning in life, winning with your emotions, winning in relationships, winning in just different ways, and healing is one of the reasons why I started using them in the first place. And then, of course, I overdid it and got really involved, and I have crystals all over the place now. So that's another thing. So I don't know, what do you...
Yeah, so if someone says, where do you buy crystals? A lot of metaphysical stores. If you Google crystal stores in your area, you'll be amazed at what comes up. And then, of course, I know all the sweepers like to win Amazon gift cards. You can buy anything on Amazon.
Yeah.
So you can Google it. But if you can, though, my preference is to go to a store, because you get to feel the stones, you get to see them. There's different shades, there's different shapes. Like I had to, because I'm mailing these, I had to make sure these ones were flat. That were flat, because a lot of aventurine comes in like chunks that won't make it through the mail slot. So I was in the store and I'm doing like this to each stone. Okay, I think that one's gonna go through the mail slot. And
this one is thin, so
this one's thin, so I can put these in the mail. So it's nice to go and find the ones you need, and you can just rub them. I was looking for, I have in here, see, I keep everything in my office. I'm pretty sure it's up here somewhere. Where's my little, I have a little pocket, a medicine pouch that I bought in BC that holds, I thought it was down here. Oh, and here it is. So I have this little medicine pouch. I have lots of crystals in my office too. I have this medicine pouch that I bought in BC on the reserve from the natives, and so whenever I go to sweepstakes conferences or I go places, I put different stones in it, and then I wear it around my neck, and I've tied a knot in it so it sits at the perfect height, right at my heart chakra.
Right at the heart.
At my heart chakra, and so I can just wear it, and then I always have it, and I don't have to worry about losing them, and I can get usually about 4 crystals in here.
Yeah.
Because it's a little wee one. You can get bigger ones, but then it's a little cumbersome. You can also, if you want to wear your crystals, you can get these little wire wrappings, and you can squeeze your crystals in and then tie ribbons or string or leather straps.
Yes.
And you can make a necklace out of them too if you want to wear them or hang them in a window.
Okay, Shirley, I just saw that you said you need all the help you can get because you've got many negative people around you. These are stones for winning. The stone I would recommend would be some kind of a black kyanite or hematite to help protect you.
I have a huge, like you can see
Yeah.
the shadow. I have a lot of crystals. So I'll dump them out and Janet can pull them up for advice.
Well,
I think the one she wants is my pink one. It's the kunzite.
yeah,
It's the one
kunzite's for heart, but the thing is she
Yeah,
wants
but I
it
use
for
it to-
protection.
But I thought that one blocked other people's energies.
It can.
Or was it hematite, the one that blocks people's...
Hematite is better.
Is
yeah.
this one hematite?
Yeah, that's hematite.
Okay, so this one's hematite. That, see how it's shiny? It bounces people's energy back to them.
Yeah.
So it mirrors them. So they might give you the stink eye, and it just... That's the other reason, actually, a lot of people, if they go to Greece, they get the eye, and
Yes.
that wards off the evil eye. Same thing. It reflects.
It reflects everything back.
It reflects everything back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, which is the crystal to use for winning? Okay, Minta, we're going over 3 of them. You can win one of the crystal packs. I'll repost the rules. We had a little technical difficulty on the post that had all the rules. It wouldn't go live, so I have to figure out what I did wrong. So, green adventurine is number 1. Is my favorite. It's known as the gambler stone.
Yeah.
Number 2 is citrine, and it's the one for attracting money.
Yes.
Which is prizes. And tiger's eye is good for luck, and it's also good for protection. So I like to wear a tiger's eye necklace when I travel. Whenever I'm going on a trip, I always wear a tiger's eye necklace. So those are the 3 that I like for good luck, and I like to use them in combination. I don't like to just use the one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the thing is that that's the whole thing. The combinations will give you different aspects of winning, because winning isn't just about, oh, I'm going to attract this or that. It's a matter of you feeling confident enough, feeling balanced enough, especially when you're entering. The point of entry is fine when you push that button to say, I'm going to enter. Be very cognizant of how you're feeling before you enter.
Yes.
It's before you enter, because it's the energy that is leading up to the actual entering of the contest. Try to be focused. Don't try to do 2 million things at once and, oh, okay, I'm just going to enter this contest, because anything that you're thinking of will still be in your vibrational field. So this is why it's important to be very cognizant of how you're thinking about, what you're thinking about when you're entering, especially working with crystals, because crystals will attract what you need, and
Okay.
yeah.
So we had 2 things I want to do. Someone mentioned pyrite.
Yeah.
Which I think this is pyrite.
That's pyrite.
This is pyrite. She likes pyrite.
Yeah.
And, Robin said, when I was in Turkey, they told me I don't need the eye because I already have clear eyes.
That's good.
That's good. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I have it because my mom is from Egypt.
Yeah.
And especially when a baby's born or they're going to be baptized, they have a little one on a pin and they pin it to the baby. And so that nobody thinks bad thoughts of the baby. And when the baby's being baptized, everyone goes, and that's so that, and there's any bad words that they might want to say have come out and are gone.
Right.
So there's a lot of different levels of energy. So I even have one in my office above the door that I got as a gift from Greece.
Yeah.
I just figure it doesn't hurt. My thought on using all of these, when somebody posted that they didn't like all this woo-woo stuff. And,
that's fine.
And my dad, I always think it this way. When I first moved in here with George, I also have feng shuied the house, and I put up my angels, and I put up my feng shui stuff at the front door, and I put a red envelope with money under the front mat, just coins from Canada and coins from the US, and then some Chinese coins for feng shui, and I wanted 9 coins in there. And so I put that on the mat, and he says, "Did you just put a red envelope under my mat?" And I said, "Yes." And he says, "What?" And I said, "Look, what do you care? If it works, we win, and if it doesn't, it doesn't matter." So anybody that gives you the poo-poo, say, "What do you care if I'm wearing crystals and things? Like, it doesn't matter to you." I do believe they work. I've seen them work. I
Yes.
remember one convention I went to when I first started selling crystals back, this was '06. I had ordered all these window crystals. I don't have any left. Sorry, everybody. They're all gone. They're by the Good Medicine Garden. So maybe if you Google, you can find some. I started selling. She made these beautiful crystals. And they were all hand beaded glass beads with real crystals. Both gemstones like these and then actual clear crystals. Stunning. And I took them all to the convention. And everyone kind of poo-pooed me. Because I had a vendor table, and a lot of people poo-pooed me. I made a few sales. And two sisters, I call them the Crystal Sisters, bought them. Two of the most beautiful pendants that I had. And they weren't inexpensive. They were $30 US each, but they were hand beaded. I mean, they were worth every penny. And the night of the big banquet, they went around and they were spinning these crystals over their heads, and then they were dancing around having fun and spun these crystals over everybody's head at the table, and everybody at that table won big that night. And I mean won. All the big prizes were at that table, and they all won big. And the next day, when everybody else was selling this stuff half price to not take it home with them, mine was small. I could fit all the crystals into a bag, so I didn't care. I didn't discount anything. And I sold out my table. Everybody wanted those darn crystals because they saw them work. It's all about vibration. Everything is energy.
Yeah.
I think of crystals as one piece of a jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah, well, it's part of it. It's the magnet.
Right.
It's the
part of a
magnetic.
jigsaw.
Yeah.
It's the law of attraction.
Yeah.
Everybody's vibrating. Science. Everything is energy.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about cleaning under the moon. Now we're dealing with astrology. Everything is layered. It's layer on layer on layer.
Yeah.
So I think crystals are one piece of a gigantic cosmic puzzle.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't you, my logic is, why wouldn't you use all the tools available to you?
Yes.
Right? See, Alicia said she likes good juju. I totally get that.
Totally get that.
Totally get that. Juju.
Yeah.
And so if you could use a crystal, if you have a piece of green aventurine in your pocket when you're buying lottery tickets and you're rubbing it and it helps you win, why not?
Yeah.
If you...
People use other things for that too. I mean, people have coins from their grandparents, or at one point, heaven help us, people used to use rabbit feet. I mean, rabbit's foot.
Yeah,
terrible. I mean, but things have changed. But
Thankfully.
People have been using crystals since the dawn of time. Crystals are mentioned over 144 times in the Bible alone. So anybody who says they're evil, because I got that told when I first started that. I had a lady who was across the hall from me and was like, "Oh, it's evil, it's evil, it's evil." And I went, "No, it's not." Why do you think the kings and queens had gemstones in their crowns? It was to give them higher enlightenment. It's not... This is something... This is not New Age. This has been in our history for thousands and thousands and thousands of years.
As Carolyn May says, it's not New Age anymore, it's Middle Age.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not new anymore, it's middle. It's true, and sometimes you can even find luck. Like I was walking along one time, and I don't know why, I looked down and I spotted this rose quartz heart, and I picked it up and I thought that was a good omen. And I don't have it in my crystal box, I keep it in my memory box. But in 2004, we went a trip to a European tour, and when we were in Italy, in St. Peter's Square, I looked down and I found, I guess it fell off somebody's keychain, it was St. Christopher, and he's the patron saint of travelers. And I thought, that's a good omen, and I picked it up too. So,
yeah.
Oh, look at Alicia said, "Oh, she had a rabbit's foot when she was a kid."
I know.
Well, you know what? If you have one of the old ones, you can still use it.
I know. It's just I wouldn't do it now because I'm to do with animals and stuff like that.
Well, no,
but
not a new one.
No,
but
no.
I'm saying if it was old.
I know.
From olden times.
But I mean,
would still
people
use
have
it.
always had good luck charms. People have always had good luck talismans. So if this can help you feel better, because it's about feeling better when you enter, feeling better when you're having, because like Carolyn has started to really up her increasing because she's feeling better and healed from her divorce. So she's winning more. So it makes a huge difference.
I did a video on that. But also sometimes it can also work the other way. If you're having a down day and then you sit for, 15 minutes and just meditate and hold some crystals, then it can help you the other way. They can help you feel better.
Yes,
because everything is energy.
Yes, yeah, you can do that, definitely. And at one point, you can also, I used to get the little tiny crystals that are sort of like pieces left over, but I had to make sure that I didn't have them down where my grandkids would come in because they thought that they were candy because they looked like they were the little tiny pieces of stuff, right?
Like I have a little wee.
And you can't, and what
here.
some people will do is they will literally put their hands, just love running their hands through these crystals. Well, actually running your hands through these crystals will actually help change your vibration because it goes all the way up your arms. So if you just holding on to crystals can help change your vibrational field, it can help perk you up. It can help. I have huge crystals. I have no problem sleeping because I have huge crystals in my room. I have a great big huge piece of rose quartz by my bed. I have peaceful sleep. I have no problem sleeping. And a lot of people with these new energies are having a hard time sleeping. I have no problem sleeping because I've gridded my room properly and I'm constantly cleansing my room too as well.
Yeah, we have amethyst under our pillow, like under our pillows, but on the floor where our pillows would be.
Yeah.
And Janet years ago gave me a big piece of rose quartz about that big.
Yeah.
And that sits on my side of the bed.
Yeah.
And then George had gone up to Thunder Bay and gotten a big piece of amethyst, and it actually sits in one corner of the room. It's really cool. So yeah, we have lots of crystals everywhere. See, he laughs at me, but then he has the crystals too. That's what's funny.
I know, it's funny.
Okay, so the four you're talking about are citrine, aventurine, selenite, and tiger's eye. Yeah,
yes.
So selenite is for the cleansing.
Yes.
It can bring you luck. So I'll read you the little piece of paper that came. Well, actually, I should let Janet talk. Hello, she's the expert.
But okay, selenite is good for that. That's too small for me. I don't have my glasses on here.
Okay, I do. Selenite shields a person or space from outside influences. It's a protective stone. Ooh, so someone was saying they didn't want they wanted to deflect negative energy from their relatives. That's a good one to have. It's a crystallized form of gypsum, which is used for good luck and protection.
Yeah.
The powerful vibration of selenite can clear, open, and activate the crown chakra. Yeah. This is your crown chakra. And the higher chakras, and excellent for all types of spiritual work.
Very good for spiritual work.
Be prepared for your psychic abilities to increase. Just a warning.
Yeah, selenite is known for that.
Now, this is the biggest lesson that I ever learned in my life, was listen to your little voice. Or as George called it, his spidey sense. Yeah. I said, you realize you're psychic, right? Intuitive?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, he just calls it his spidey sense. I'm like, okay, whatever you want to call it. Listen to it.
Yeah.
Due to its powerful metaphysical properties and its ability to charge itself, selenite is one of the most popular crystals to use to cleanse or recharge other crystals, recharging the cleansing of your crystals of any negative or unwanted energies that can build up over time.
Yeah.
So where would you get selenite?
Any crystals, same place. Most crystal stores will have selenite because it does help with your higher consciousness. And I know that when I'm giving people crystal healings, I have large selenite rods that I let them hold on to because it allows them to let go of any of the old emotional stuff that they want. And then when that happens, then I ask them to bring the angelic energy back in. So that's how I use it.
I've had some treatments from Janet, and she's made me hold on to those, and I swear you can feel the energy going up and down your arms. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was in the store. I wasn't planning on buying this, but I was walking around, and I was buying the crystals for the workshop, and I saw this piece, and I thought, something's telling me to take this home. So Cheryl asked, what's your sign? I am a Capricorn, but I really like astrology, and so one of the things that I find interesting is that you're not just your sun sign. Your sun sign's your ego, and your moon sign is your emotions, which mine is also Capricorn. my other personal planet. And then Mercury, which is how you communicate, mine is also in Capricorn. So this triple Capricorn's been having a heck of a good time since Pluto went into Capricorn in 2008. So if you want to learn about that, DM me and I will send you some links to some of my favorite astrologers who tell you how Pluto is the planet of destruction and rebirth. And thankfully, I'm finally on the rebirth side of things. Because the destruction part ain't so much fun. That's all I can
but
say.
the thing is, though, you need to have things deconstructed so that you can build them back up again. Because you need to be able... The problem with last year that was so hard for people, because we knew the new energies were coming in. I've been following a lot of the higher spiritual stuff for a long time. And you have to get down to the core, get rid of all the stuff that we've been hanging on to for years, so that you have a clear base to build up. And that's the problem, is that now we're emptied, hopefully, of a lot of that old stuff. But now you have a clear space to create and operate from now. So that's why it was so hard for people.
This is where the crystal grids, like we're going to tell you about Janet's course after. I'll put a link in the text after. Why crystal gridding is so good is it can help you with that deconstruction and reconstruction process. Mm-hmm. So she will be teaching that in her course. That's at the end of the month. Yeah. So we'll put the link to that, and you guys can get all the details about it, because it's really interesting stuff.
And I'm also going to go into more of why our bodies are attracted to crystals, because it's part of us. It's part of our nature. Water is a crystalline part of our being. We need water. We people know that we need water in order even to keep cognitive functioning. So I have crystal water. I have crystals in my pet's water. She doesn't want to drink it, but I'll tell you, I got the calmest dog around. Believe me. She's outside now and she's not panting or whatever. There's crystals all over my place. So she's just, I call mellowed out. She's not an excitable dog at all, right? But there's so many different ways that you can use crystals in your life. I'm going to be explaining why they're working with you, and I'm going to be talking about 10 abundance crystals to bring abundance into your life. Now, abundance is much more than just material stuff. There's an abundance of friends, an abundance of love for yourself, okay? And that's the hardest thing for a lot of us women is for self-love, because it isn't something that we're used to doing. So the abundance is there on so many ways. Abundance of thinking, abundance of time, okay? So there's so many different ways. So the different crystals that I'm going to be talking about are not just going to be for winning. They're going to be different aspects of your life to help you create the type of abundance that you're wanting, and learning how to program them properly, and different ways that you can do things. So I'm going to talk about 5 crystals each night, and then I'm going to be talking about the best way to work with them, a little bit about some crystal gridding, because you can actually have grids around on your desk. You can have grids where you're sitting. You can even put crystals around their sofa area. A lot of times, if you have a family conversation, whatever, I always think rose quartz in the middle of the living room is great. It keeps everybody chilled out. But mind you, a lot of times now, people aren't sitting in the living room because their kids are off playing the video games.
Yeah, but this is the rose quartz one, the one that's pale.
So there's so
pinky.
many different things. So and because I've been doing it for so long, I've collected information from all over the world when I couldn't find anything. So I've got 20, 25, 30 years of crystal information that I've picked up over the years. And that's what I want to be able to help share with people to create an abundant 2019.
There you go. So let's see. Does anybody have any questions? We'll start, because we have been answering some as the feed goes along. And okay, I think we've answered the book. So how you can win? I turned around and I had posted it. I think I have to figure out the issue. One of the goals I have for this year is to get certified, Facebook Blueprint certified, and using some of these tools and figuring out where I've gone wrong, I think is part of the course. And actually, while we were talking, I think I actually did figure out what I did wrong. So, hey.
Some people do need dump trucks, honey. No, I'm just reading what she said
I need
to
a
chill
dump
out.
truck full sent to my mom. Oh, yeah, well, that's a whole another show.
Yeah, and a crystal can get contaminated. Yes, it can get contaminated. It can be it can suck out so much negative energy. I've actually seen them break.
Oh, I was going to say that. I had that happen to me once.
They can actually break because it's done its work. It's done its work.
I think I had
because that's
one.
what it does. It's an amplifier, and it draws off the negative energy. So
yeah. So this one that I have, this teeny piece.
Yeah.
This broke off of one of these. I think it was this one. It actually snapped in two.
Yeah.
Because you can see the crack.
Yeah.
And some of these you can see inside, like they have like things inside them.
Yeah.
It's really hard on this.
That's actually information.
Yeah. So it's really, I know, but we can't tell them everything.
No, I know.
This is not, a university course. This is.
Anyways, that's.
Joanne, she wants to know, how does a crystal get contaminated?
Well, a crystal can get contaminated in different ways. It can be contaminated by literally somebody picking it up saying this is a bunch of crap, and that can put in negative energy. This is why in a lot of cases you need to cleanse the stones as soon as you bring them out of the store, because you don't know who's picked them up. You don't know how they've been handled before they've been able to be brought to you, because some of the mining techniques, kind of like some of our farming techniques, are not the greatest. Okay, so crystalline energy
turned black.
Yeah.
So clearly that's good. It absorbed all her negative energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and Joanne said I need bifocals. Actually, these are, oh my gosh, we just lost the feed. Oh well, so what I'm going to do is, because it's recording this, we are going to tell you how you can win. So after this, I'm going to draw a winner for Who Came Live. And the second winner is, I'm going to leave this video up for a week. And in that week, you can leave comments and questions, and then I'll draw another winner. So for the second pack, because I have 3 of these packs to go to give out, right? 3. And on the third one, I'm going to actually post this to YouTube. And on YouTube, I'm going to leave it up for a week, and you can leave a comment there, and you'll be in to win again. So you have 3 chances to win a set of crystals from me. So we'll sign off. So Janet's Crystal Workshop. So if you want to learn all about crystals, get a real handle on it, she's hosting a workshop January 30th and February 6th in the evening from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time, on a program called Zoom. So you can ask questions and you can participate, and she can screen share all kinds of stuff, and she's going to be helping me. Of course I am. She's going to be sharing 10 crystals, 5 per week. For abundance.
It's more than just financial abundance.
Right. So and I'll put the link to her page and the workshop. It's only $33 Canadian, which is only $25 US. So it's ridiculously inexpensive to do that.
I hit refresh and it came back.
Yeah, we came back. So it recorded the little piece that was missing, and then I'll have the link for her workshop. So it's really good. And then I think we've got everything here. We talked about how to win. We talked about your crystal workshop.
Yeah.
And we talked about, so we're going to sign off.
Yeah.
And if you think of other things you want to post, we'll be answering questions. And no, it didn't end.
We just lost its feed and then
it lost
came
its
back.
feed, but it did say recording, so hopefully it should all be there when we hit finish. Any recommended websites to learn more?
I can make a list of them, I've learned from so many. The only thing is, again, you have to be discerning, because even with the crystal books that are out there, there's all kinds of different information. Most of the books that I write, that I take my information from, have actually, the people that write them are actually scientists. And these scientists were geologists, and then they started to realize there's something happening with these crystals. So then they've got their scientific knowledge. And I'm not saying that other people don't have that kind of information, but there's lots of different books out there, and there's lots of different websites. You just have to sort of go out and discern, be discerning. But I can post which ones I prefer.
That, and for, $33 Canadian, sign up for her class. It's ridiculously inexpensive, and then you get to ask things that that are working specifically for you.
Yeah.
So I think that is it for now. So again, make sure you follow me. Make sure you hit see first. Make sure you go to Janet's website and hit see first.
Yeah.
She posts crystal messages all the time. You can follow her on Instagram and
Yes.
Twitter. I set her up so she knows how to do all that stuff now. So she posts.
I'm learning.
She posts crystal messages, and she also does card readings.
Yeah.
But she uses a set called the Galactic Heritage cards.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah.
Very
So I do
cool.
Crystal Ally cards, and I do Galactic Heritage cards. So I do some other different things, but I do a lot of other stuff too. So, you get into this stuff, and it's like the woo-woo is like way out the window.
Oh, Catherine wanted to know what it was about the cats. We were just saying you don't want to leave crystals on the floors or places the cats will get to them, because the cats think they're toys and they will play with them, and you will probably never find your crystals in the house again. So, small children, cats and dogs are not friends of crystals, because they will get played with and put away and taken home and batted around, and who knows where you'll never see them again. So you just want to keep them in a safe place or up high. I keep my crystals I collect milk glass and put
My
them
Facebook
aside.
page post is a spirited path, and I also post on Instagram. And Carolyn set me up so when I post on Instagram, it goes right to my Facebook page.
Yeah, I have the spiritual friend, which is the geeky techie friend. So
It works
we're good.
well.
And her website's a Spirited Path. Once this is finished, I'm going to go on the computer and I'm going to actually put all the links in the description, because I think I have figured out what I did wrong and why, when I had done the description, it didn't link to this. I figured it out. So next time.
Yeah, we figure things out together.
I know. We've been friends for over 15 years. So we're like, I was going to say, we're crystal sisters. We're like soul sisters. We're soul sisters.
It's what we call our intentional family.
So, I know, these are the good ones, because I'm very lucky. I do love my family, but isn't it nice when you get to pick your family too? That's what's great about this. And again, that's what we're talking about with abundance, right?
Yeah.
Like, friendship is abundance. Oh, thanks, Betty, for putting it up before I have a chance to post.
Yeah.
So that's grateful. And feel free to post questions, because you know what's going to happen, and I know this happens all the time with me. You go to a workshop, you attend a live, you think it's great, you make your notes, and 3 days later you think of a good question. Yeah. So feel free to come back and post on this and ask questions.
And we talk all the time, and I check her feed, so...
Yeah, so
I'll do what I can, but as I said, I'm doing a 4-hour workshop, 2 hours each night, 10 different abundance crystals that I think are best, that I've picked for 2019, because we all need a lot more love, and we all need a lot more of abundance in a lot of areas of our life.
Yeah, not just winning. So
yeah,
that's why I had her on here, because I knew she could talk to not just my audience, but to everybody. Because let's face it, even though sweepstakes is our hobby, we have a lot of other areas of our life. So we need to heal in all areas, and when you're whole, you win.
That's right. Exactly.
That's what it is. Okay. So we're gonna sign off now.
See you next.
And we'll do this again. Maybe we'll do something. Well, maybe we should do one a month.
Well, I'm thinking we should do something for Valentine's Day. Ooh.
We'll do one for Valentine's Day. Winning love. I love it. Bye.